Good morning. Good morning. I'm just working on getting set up here. Oh, I wonder if I can move. Oh, I know what I need to do. Okay, work with me. I'm figuring it out here. I have about 12 or 13 minutes before we get started. How much I Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm hearing an echo. Give me just one moment. Let's see if that got better. Not really. Give me one moment, folks. We are trying a new platform. Well, it's not new, it's my current platform, but it's a new feature on the platform. Okay. Okay. All right. So, what I'm doing, I'm putting the link to the workbook in the chat. And go ahead and download your workbook. Good morning. I hope you can hear me. Let me know if you're hearing me okay. Um, I do have my air on in my office, which is a kind of portable air conditioner. So I want to make sure that that's not interfering. Again, good morning. Thank you, Sidra. Thank you. So the link is in the chat for the workbook. Go ahead and download your workbook. Good morning, Gail. Good morning, Sidra. Good morning, Delonda. Good morning, Beverly. Good morning, Janet. Feel free to um, say good morning to the folks in the room. Happy Mother's Day for those who are mothers and to those who are mother like, because I know that before I was a mother, I was mothering several nieces and nephews, and one of them lived with me for 11 years. So, happy Mother's Day. And we mother those kids at school too, half of the time. So, I'm just saying, happy Mother's Day. I hope that you have something amazing planned, and I'm excited to share with you this morning. Okay, she said she can hear the air a little, but it's not distracting. Okay, thank you, thank you. All right, so they say they can hear me. Good morning, Janice. Good morning, Shonda. Shonda, your name is special to me. I have a sister named Shonda. Good morning, Kimberly. Good morning, Kimberly. You should be tired of me. Kimberly, you should be tired of me. So let's get started. Now, let me ask for a little grace. Folks are texting me about trying to get into this class because we're on a new platform. We're on a new platform. So folks are texting trying to get into the class. We're on a new we're inside of Kajabi. So for those who don't know, we are inside of Kajabi. And Terry, can you let the others know how you got in? And you had to actually sign up for the master class, and it actually put you into this live room. And in order to get into the room, you had to sign in using your Kajabi password, which is your email address and the password. And so some folks are not accustomed to this because we are typically inside of a Zoom room.
Dr. D, did you want me to tell them how I got in?
It in the chat, in our WhatsApp chat. Let them know how you were able to get in.
Okay, so you put it in the chat?
In the WhatsApp one, not in this one, in
Got
the WhatsApp.
It. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, good morning. We have more people coming in. Come on in. Good morning, Nadine. Good morning, Yolanda, PA. All right. Good morning. Good morning. So good to see you here. Good morning, Christine. Good morning, Dusty. All right. So we have some people coming in, and this session, well, all of the sessions together have over 500 people signed up. And so some will catch in the replay. We know it's always best in the real time. And as I'm looking at my screen, I see that I'm stalled, but I think I'm moving on you all screen because it normally will keep rolling. Yes, congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Because this is a time where, we need to make decisions and move forward. And I just want to share the message that you can totally totally live the life of your dreams. I'm starting out allowing you to see my face, because once I share my screen, you will not be able to see me. But I want you to be able to see me. I want you to be able to take a look at me, and I want you to notice that I look just like you. Like, there, you didn't look at me and think I have some type of unfair advantage. You didn't look at me and think, oh, she's different from me. We are, a lot of us have the same things in common. We're educators. We love our families. We have many of the same things in common. And so I think it's really important that I share my face so that you can see I'm not just behind this PowerPoint screen telling you something that's made up or not true. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you. Good morning, Alicia, and happy Mother's Day to you all. Alicia, help the folks in my class get in. The problem is they are so accustomed to being on Zoom that we're in a new platform, and they like, Dr. D, get over here on this Zoom. So we are in Kajabi. They have a new feature called Meetups, and it allows us to go live in Kajabi. And the benefit of that is that it will record inside Kajabi and allow you to come back and watch the replays, so I don't have to email out replays and things. It's a total time saver, but just like anything else, folks have to acclimate to it. And so some people want to keep doing, thank you, Alicia. Some people want to keep doing it the old way that they've been doing it, don't want to move forward with technology, or we get into our routine. And so I'm pushing them over into Kajabi. I'm forcing them to come over to this platform because it's going to save me time. And when I'm saving that time, then I'm able to do other things that will support people who are trying to move forward and live the life of their dreams. So I hope that Tamara is on here. She's going to help to drop the links in the chat for the workbook. And I just added it again. If you don't have the link for the workbook, go ahead and pull up the link. I just dropped it again. Go ahead and get the link, open up the workbook. And for my people who are not tech savvy, look here, that is not an excuse. That is not a reason not to be great, because I am not tech savvy, but I know just enough to be dangerous, and I'm willing to learn and unlearn. And when I'm not doing that, I'm paying somebody else to do it for me, okay? So if you are saying to yourself, I can't do the thing that I want to do because I'm not tech savvy, or I don't like technology, that's okay. Because guess what? You don't need to know all the things. You just need enough to be able to move forward. So we're going to go ahead and get started. It's about 9:08. So you will see me go off screen because I am going to share my screen and it's going to take me away. But I want to get us into what we came here to talk about today. And you're going to get everything that you need and everything that I told you you would get. So let me share my screen. Give me 1 minute. And this takes some getting used to for me as well. So this is not just, let me stop sharing because that's not the right screen. So this takes some adjustments for me too. And so just know that it's not just you. I have to adjust as well. All right, so when I first started, I ran into a couple of technical difficulties, and guess what? I had to move forward. All right, so today's session, we're going to talk about how to create your total freedom lifestyle, from limited living to a limitless lifestyle. I know a lot about that, and I will tell you about it in just a little bit. This masterclass is for educators who are thinking about or who have already pivoted into educational consulting. So, a couple of social suggestions we need to review. Now, there will be a lot of people in this group, either live or in the replay, and you will have access to the community because that's really what it's about, building the community. And so we're asking for no solicitation, selling, or marketing. It will you can keep your cameras on, but you won't be able to see me. So we always say in this setting, because this is a new platform, you're okay if your cameras are off, and we ask that you keep your mics off, please, just to keep the background down. So when we have our mics off, that gives us clearer sound. Social suggestion number 3. So this is a new platform. Don't press that done button, people. When you press that done button, it's going to send you out of the room. Now, it is easy to get back into the room, but press the X to the right instead of the done button. Folks who are in my class, in my folks who are in the mastermind, I can't talk this morning. Go into your group chat and tell folks how to get into the class. My Apple Watch is going off over here because my own people are saying, how do I get in? But let them know they likely did not register. You have to register for today's class. So we have Vanessa trying to get in, and a couple others. So if you will go into the group chat and let them know. The next thing, download the app for easy access. Some of you all will need to watch this in the replay, and you want to just download the app because it will give you access to everything on your phone. You can listen as you're driving to work. You can listen as you're taking the dog for a walk, whatever you're doing. It makes it really, really easy. And then the last thing I ask is that you be engaged and participate in the chat. So the way that you get the most out of the learning is by engaging, and you need to get out of your comfort zone. I know that in the past and in the school system, we want to go in our classrooms, close the door, and do our own thing, but that's not how it works in the business world. And when you're trying to change your life, you want to live your dream life, you need other people to help and support that dream. So let's flex that muscle today of being engaged and participating in the chat. And if it makes you feel any better, let me just tell you, look here, folks, don't nobody on here know you. Half of them can't even see you. All of us are probably in somewhere in a different state, in a different city. And so you are okay. So let's start now by introducing ourselves in the chat. And it's called networking. We don't do a lot of that in the school system because we know all of the people in the building, and some of them we don't want to know, if we can be honest. So let's go ahead and put in the chat your name, what you think your area of specialty is or what you want it to be, and what city and state you are from. And let's see if we can find some neighboring buddies. You never know. You might have a person that's right here on in this session that's right down the street, around the corner, or down the block from you, and you all never met and don't know it. So introduce yourself in the chat. Say, hey, hello, what's going on? Tell them your name, where you're from, and what is your area of expertise. So go ahead and get to introducing yourself in the chat. I'm gonna give you a second to get it going. I'm gonna give you a second. Introduce yourself. Introduce yourself. So we have some introductions going. And so let me keep going. So I want to be clear about something. First of all, what you focus on expands. And so when we focus on the wrong things, we're not able to receive the right things. And I want to be really clear about that. So it is important that you are focused on the right thing during this hour and a half this morning. For those who are wondering, you know, because there's somebody or some people who are on here who are wondering, oh my God, I want to see what she's talking about, but what is she trying to sell? Or somebody's already come on and decided whatever she's selling, I'm not buying. I'm not staying to the end because I just want to get this little piece of information and I'm not spending any money. Look here, folks, you can relax. You can relax. It's okay. You don't have to spend any money. I'm going to give you everything that I told you I'm going to give you because the blessings continue to come in. But I am going to give you an opportunity to change your life because I'm serious about helping women to live a life of their dreams, because we too often give up our dreams. We don't take any risk. We spend our lives taking care of our kids, taking care of other people, doing all of these things for everybody else. And then 30, 40, 50 years later, we realize we never did the thing that we really wanted to do. We settled. And so now we feel like it's too late. And so I want to help you to stop that. I want to help you to recognize that. So this is definitely not a sales presentation. I'm going to give you everything that I said would happen, and we're going to review that in just a minute. And this is not a switch and bait where I tell you one thing and then switch over to something else. Nope. I'm also not going to tell you about any get rich quick schemes. I am not one that believes in the get rich quick scheme. I don't promote get rich quick schemes, but I can tell you what, we have been influenced by a different scheme, and many of us don't really realize it. It's the stay broke and die scheme. So we've been taught, go to school, get a good education, stay there for 30 years, retire, and then you can live your good life after your knees are broke down, your back is hurting, and you don't want to leave your house. That don't make sense. So I'm going to tell you about ways that you can live your rich life, your good life, the life that you dreamed, whatever that is for you. The next thing I want to be clear about is I'm not a politician. And I know in the school system, we do a lot of things that's around political correctness. That's not this. I'm not a school teacher anymore. I'm not in the school system. I'm not a principal anymore. I'm not a college professor anymore. I am a business owner. I am a CEO. And so political correctness is not what I'm bringing to you today. I'm going to give you the information. I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to be authentic. And I'm going to say things, and some of the things you may not agree with, and that's okay, because two truths can exist at the same time. But also, if you're easily offended, this might not be the place for you, because I'm going to share my truth. And my truth is my truth. I'm not forcing anything on you, but my truth is my truth. And if my truth offends you, then I'm sorry about that. But this might not be the session for you, because if you're looking for someone who's going to tiptoe around every word and be concerned about hurting anybody's feelings and everybody's feelings, that's not going to happen, because I'm not a politician. And so I'm not going up for election or looking for votes. I'm over here living the life of my dreams, and I'm trying to show other people how to do it as well. So you're going to learn in this session, number one, how to identify your unique value proposition. Number two, you're going to learn the importance of building a strong brand and messaging. Number three, you're going to learn strategies for marketing your consulting business effectively. You're also going to learn techniques for nurturing leads and converting them into paying clients. And then the last thing, I'm going to talk to our current consultants, because some folks already have consulting businesses. We're going to talk about how do you streamline that process and then scale your business. So I'm going to share a couple of ways for you to be able to do that. And I also want to share that because for the people who are just starting out, I want you to think about where you want to be 3 to 5 years from now, so that you can begin to build from there and not where you're currently at. So this is going to be a very valuable session. So what is my purpose? I want you to be clear about what you want in your life, and I want you to be able to get it. I want you to have nothing but hope, and I want you to let go of that fear. I want you to have a strategy or set of strategies that you can employ that will move you forward so that you can create a plan of action for your life. It's that plain and simple. That's what I did, and that's what I'm suggesting you do as well. So, first thing I want to ask you is, what is your passion? Put it in the chat. What is your passion? Add it to the chat for us. Tell me, what is your passion? And I'm gonna give you just a couple of seconds to get it added to the chat. And the participation piece is the key. So we have to remember that in order to get the most out of the session, you want to participate. Parent advocacy. Oh, I'm trying to look at it through my other system without the echo. So take a look at what is being added in the chat. And although I'm on mute on the other system, it's still creating an echo. So what is your passion? I want you to add your passion to the chat. Keep adding those passions. And before we move forward, I know this is for somebody because it's for me too. So I want you to stop for a moment. I want you to stop. I want you to take a deep breath. Breathe it in, breathe it in. Just take a deep breath. And then I want you to unclench your jaw. Unclench your jaw. Loosen your jaw. Let it go. And I want you to release your shoulders. Let your shoulders down. How many of us sitting there with our shoulders up? Because that's where most of us hold our tension and our stress. But we got to let that go. And we got to be willing to trust the process. Like, trust the process. This morning, the day before Mother's Day, I want us to just be in a space of calm and ease. So let those shoulders down, unclench that jaw, take you a good deep breath, and say to yourself, I'm going to give this a little time and attention so that I can move forward and do what I'm trying to do. Now I want you to think about, what is your passion? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. And then look at other people's responses. Look at other folks' responses in the chat as well. And now I ask you, what is your purpose? Put that in the chat. Put it in the chat. What is your purpose? You told us what your passion is. Now tell us what your purpose is. What is your purpose? And I'm hoping that Tamara is on here because she's going to help me since I'm blind when I'm on full screen. What is your purpose? Put it in the chat. And if you don't know, just say you don't know. You're in a safe space. I'm telling you, you're in a safe space. Think about it. Who on here knows you? They don't know you. And if they do, they're on here with you. So they need the same thing you need. So they can't talk about you because they're here too. So what is your purpose? So here's what I want us to think about. We've been so trained and institutionalized in the system of education that we often don't know the difference between our passion and our purpose. See, your passion is what motivates you and brings quality to your life. It's typically about you. Passions can change, and purpose tends to be long term. However, purpose is the reason or the why behind what we do, which is primarily for others. It's how we contribute. So let me give you the example. So for me, I'm showing you my passions. I'm passionate about my family. I love family. I love the idea of family. I love the connectedness. I'm passionate about having fun in my life. I'm passionate about adventure. I don't want to live a boring life, just existing, just waking up every day doing the same thing, mundane over and over again. I'm passionate about travel. If you look at um, here, this is my family. This is my immediate family. We used to all be in St. Louis. We all moving now. So most of us are in Texas now, and I'll be in Texas within the next 12 to 18 months. And I love travel. I'm passionate about my health. I'm passionate about my wellness. I'm passionate about boating. I didn't used to be passionate about boating. And if we want to be specific, I love yachting. Look here. I like to go on these big fancy yachts and lay out and eat me some good food that was cooked by the chef and have me a mimosa or a glass of Moscato. Yep, I like Moscato. I don't like all that fancy wine. And just have me a good time listening to my music, looking at something on Netflix. I am passionate about my personal growth. I want to be the best version of me, the highest version of me. I am passionate about helping others live the life of their dreams. I am passionate about learning. I love learning. I'm passionate about mindfulness. I believe it's the key to being the best you, and it helps me to just be in a space of gratefulness. I'm passionate about meditation. I think meditation is extremely important because, see, we do a lot of praying, but that's us talking to God. Meditation is listening to what God has to say. And so I love meditation. I'm passionate about money management, being fiscally literate. So I love to learn more about how to manage money, how to accelerate wealth, how to move forward. I'm passionate about my marital relationship. This is my husband. We've been married for 23 years, been together for 25, and we have the time of our lives. I believe that I have one of the best husbands that the Lord granted to people because he knew that I was going to need a lot of help, and he also knew I was crazy. So he said, let me give her something to balance her out, okay? I am passionate about my dogs. See, you got to understand what your passions are. I got two dogs, Mr. Russell and Roxy. Her real name is Roxanne. And if for anybody who follows me on Instagram or Facebook, you know that Mr. Russell tried to clock up out of here on us a few weeks ago, and we had to run him right on over there to the vet. He is having congestive heart failure, and he tried to come on up out of here on us, and they said, well, you can either leave him the way he is and he'll have about 3 to 6 months left to live, or we can, do what we need to do, get him on this medication. He can lose a little weight, and you'll probably have another 1 to 3 years with him, maybe more, depending on how well he adjusts. Mr. Russell is doing just fine. He done lost 20 pounds, and I get up every day and give him his medicine, and he's doing just great. So I'm passionate about my dogs. I love dogs. I love pets. I'm passionate about celebrating. I feel that celebrations are necessary. Again, anybody who follows me on Facebook and Instagram, you saw that I had 3 celebrations this week. I was tired as I don't know what, but I celebrated 3 birthdays this week, one of them being my son, who turned 23 years old, because I believe that you must take time to celebrate, and I'm passionate about that. I am passionate about my happiness. Being happy is important to me. And so I'm passionate about that. These things are about me and what brings me joy and happiness. These are things that I love doing. And I want you to think about it like this. Because some people may have their passion confused with their purpose. If the doctor said to you, you have 24 to 48 hours to live, would you be doing the things that you're passionate about or the things that you are purposed to do? See, if I had 24 hours to live, I would be doing some of these things I just talked to you about. I would be spending time with my family. I would be trying to figure out what's the last trip I can get in. What's this memory I want to make? I would be figuring out, can I go on that yacht for 6 hours and just lay out and look at the sun and look up at the sky? I would be thinking to myself, I want to meditate and see what the Lord has to say to me. I would be saying, bring me my dogs in here. Let my dogs lay. I wouldn't be saying, I want to go to school. I wouldn't be saying that. I wouldn't be saying I'm ready to do another PD. I would not be saying that. Would I still be trying to help others live their dreams? Yep, because I'm on my deathbed and I'm letting you know, don't live your life, live a regret-proof life. So what is your passion? Some people might need to go back and revise their passions. My purpose is me being able to strategize, make the complex simple. My purpose is to be innovative. My purpose is to lead. My purpose is to see a different perspective. So when you think about your gifts, your superpowers, or your unfair advantage, that's what your purpose is. And that's what you will use your purpose for. For some, you might have an ability to sing, or the ability to act, or dance, or play ball, or maybe you're going to build, you're really great at building relationships. I know someone who is amazing. It is a true gift. He is able to make you feel seen regardless of how many people are in the room. That's a true ability. I was with my accountability partner last week. She is able to build these quick relationships and people just love her, and she connects with people. That is her purpose. And guess what? That's what she does in her business. She built a business partnership connection. And so she connects people to businesses that will help and support them. That's her whole business. And that's amazing. So think about, what is your purpose? What is your purpose? So think about the difference between your passion and your purpose. And then, does it have to be either or can it be both? It's not always the big things or the extravagant things. This is what I want to clarify. I want to clarify this for us, because your purpose should fund your passion. Did you see what my passions were? Honey, I need my purpose to fund those passions. How am I going to lay out on the yacht with $2? I can't do that. Y'all know them yachts cost a little change to lay on. I can't travel with 32 cents in the bank account. But it's not always about the big things. So think about just what you want for your life. Let me tell you some of the things I wanted. And again, remember, y'all, I'm telling you my truth. This is my truth. It may not be your truth, but I'm hoping that you can make a connection to what I'm saying. So for me, I wanted to order more than one appetizer when I go to a restaurant. I know that probably sounds silly, but you know how you get the menu and you think, I want to try the chicken wings, but I also want to try this too. And you know you're not going to eat it all. And so you get to thinking to yourself, but that's wasteful and that's going to be extra money and my bill is going to be high and I don't want to do that. Or one of my other ones is, when I take my boys out to eat, we go out a couple of times a month to eat as a family. I don't want them to always have to get water. I know I'm not the only one who would tell them kids, I am not paying $3 for that soda. You're going to get a water and you can get some soda when you get home, or you can buy that with your own money. I wanted to be able to put my bills on auto pay and not have to worry about if the check was going to clear. I wanted to be able to pick my kids up from school. Do you realize that for 15 years, I never dropped my kids off or picked them up from school? And we don't have bus service. My husband dropped off and picked up every day for 15 15 years. The people at the school never saw me unless it was parent-teacher conference or some type of play or some type of award ceremony. Other than that, they never saw me because I also worked in a school. So I wanted to be able to pick my kids up from school. Okay, now this gonna sound a little silly, y'all. I'm telling you the truth. I'm not making this up. I wanted to be able to buy extra phone chargers. I know that's sad, but I live in a house with 3 boys and 1 husband, and somebody eats phone chargers over here. And so you might be thinking, why didn't you just go and order an extra phone charger? Because they cost money and it's going to impact the budget. But I never thought about the stress that it was causing when I'm going around the house. Where is the charger? Who got the charger? Somebody came in here and got my charger. I tried to be smart. I ordered color-coded chargers. So I had a pink one had a blue one had a purple one. That did not stop it. Okay. Y'all laughing at me. I'm just telling y'all my truth. I wanted to be able to buy the good coffee. I love coffee, y'all. I drink coffee every morning. I done had my cup this morning. If I was on screen, I will show you my cup. And I love coffee mugs. People always buy me coffee mugs for my birthday or any events because I love coffee mugs. And so I wanted to be able to buy the good coffee. Guess what? The good coffee costs $10 over here at this coffee shop. And it is good. It is organic and sourced from a specific location. And it is absolutely good. I wanted to be able to buy organic groceries. I don't know if this is making sense to y'all, but I'm going to try to pull it together for you. Why your purpose needs to fund your passions. I wanted to get my clothes tailored. I went and bought an outfit one day and the pants were too long. And I was like, oh, I can't get them because it's too long. I need to take it back. And my friend was like, just take them and get them tailored. And I was looking at her like she was crazy. She was like, yeah, and that gap that's in the back of your pants, y'all know, because I got this big old butt. It's some women on here with some of these big old butts, and you had that gap in the back of your pants. Do y'all know that the tailor can fix that? I had no clue. I promise you, I had no clue. And then she gave me a bill of $85. And I was like, this costs more than the pants. Wait a minute. I want to be able to go get my clothes tailored. I want to be able to tip generously. I want to be able to tip generously. I feel like when you do a great service and when you are serving others, we should show our appreciation. I feel like anybody who's in the industry of service should always get a generous tip. And even when I couldn't afford it, I always tip generously because I just appreciate you being willing to serve. I want to be able to book the trip. I want to pay for the extra guacamole. Come on now. Is somebody on here who loves guacamole and you want the extra guac, but the extra guac is $3.75 and that's going to push the bill up? I didn't want to do that anymore. These are things that my dream life included. So this is what I'm trying to explain to you. It doesn't have to be some big multi-million-dollar house. What does your dream life include? What does it mean to have a fulfilled life? What is your more? What's your more? Many times we don't want to think about it because we know that it's not a reality given where we currently are. I never thought about these things. I'm just giving y'all this understanding. We finna get into the teaching. Don't worry about it. I just want us to understand because many times we will craft our life of what we currently have and we never require more because we started work. They gave us that pay schedule. It showed us what we were going to make 25 years later, and we built our life around that. That's absolutely what I did. It told me that I was going to make about $87,000 after 25 years. And then if you went across the spectrum to master's and to a doctorate, you got more. When I saw the more, I said, let me go get this doctorate so I can make a little more money. It was going to put me out at about $94,000 if you had your doctorate degree. I said, I need to get over there. And I never thought to myself, in what world do you work 25 years and barely double your income? That doesn't make sense. I started teaching at $40,000 a year on day one. And they told me on year 25, you're going to make $94,000 if you go back and get your doctorate degree and incur all of that debt. And you know what? My foolish behind did it. I did it. Yep, I sure did. That's why I'm Dr. D now. Because I went back, I said, I need this $94,000. But I based it off what somebody told me I could have. And I want us to stop doing that. I want us to stop settling. I want you to take like, if you don't see the value in this, of stopping to take the time to figure out what's your more. Because many times we don't want to think about it because we know it's not a reality where we currently are. So tell us in the chat, what is your more? Are you willing to share what is your more? Do you want more choices, more opportunities, more income, more travel, more freedom? What is your more? Tell us in the chat, because it's time to dream a bigger dream. And you don't get big if you don't desire big. Somebody told us that to desire is wrong. But you got to ask yourself, who are the people that told us that? And what did they have? And how did it benefit them to tell us not to want more? So what's your more? Tell us in the chat. Tell us in the chat. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Keep them adding in. What's your more? What is your more? And don't limit yourself. Stop thinking about your current reality. If money were not an issue, what would be your more? And see, this is that limited life. I want us to, for this little time that we're together, to not think about that limitations that you're putting on yourself, and to think about abundance. And see, they don't teach us about abundance in school. And then we say that we understand abundance, but we think that abundance only applies to money. Abundance is in all things. Abundance is in time, abundance of energy, abundance of your health. Abundance is in all things, not just money. And so we gotta know what our more is in order to stop living a limited life. So keep the comments coming. Add your more into the chat. And hopefully everybody has their workbook, because this will be the time that you grab your pen and paper. Now, I'm old school. So I know I got some people on here who might be like me. I'm old school. So I had to print mine out and write in the book. And it is fillable, so it should be electronic. But I'm old school. I'm pencil and paper. I like to touch it with the pencil and paper. So do what you need to do, because we're going to, really get into digging into how to move forward, what it looks like, and what it might feel like. So get your pen and paper, download your workbook, and let's think about this. So I want you to think about, how much do you need to be comfortable? What do you feel like you need? How much money do you feel like you need to be comfortable? Because let's face it, a lot of our comfort depends on our income level. And so how much money do you need to make in order to be comfortable? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. How much do you need to make to be comfortable? How much do you need to make to be comfortable? $150 a year. See, it echoes when I'm trying to look at the chat. Oh, somebody said another $7K a month. She said, I need to calculate that. $250 or more, $250K. And of course, this very much depends on what area you're in. $10K a month. Okay, keep adding, keep adding. $250K a month. Okay. $250 a year, $250 a year. Okay. Come on, folks, let's add. How are we supposed to move forward if we're not willing to speak it, dream it, or say it? We got to be willing to speak it. We got to be willing to say it. We got to be willing to dream it. Put it in the chat. How much do you need to make to be comfortable? And you can be honest. Because what happens is you'll never be able to make it unless you have the vision. So you got to be able to see it. So you got to first have the vision. You got to know what it is you're working towards. What's the dream? What's the vision? And then you got to turn that into goals. And then you have to figure out how much time will this take? How much time do I need to put into this? And then we need to understand what support system we need before we can even get to the money that it takes in order for us to make what it is that we need to make. So it's a path. That's what I'm trying to help you to understand. Just like when you decided you were going to be a teacher, you had a vision for yourself. You said, I'm going to be an educator and I'm going to help educate the world. I'm going to change generations. I am going to go and support my community. And then you set a goal to go to college because you knew that in order for that vision to come true, you needed to attend college and get a bachelor's degree in order to become a certified teacher. And then you had to figure out the time it's going to take. I got to go to college for 4 years. And then you had to figure out your support system. And some people figured out they didn't have a support system, but then you created a support system. You got to school, you made friends, you figured out who your support system was. You got in, in communion with your professors. You figured out where the learning lab was. You figured out how to find new resources. And then you had to pay for college. You took out a loan. You asked your family for support. Some of y'all worked during college. Some of you did work study. So you see the process, it's the same process. The only difference is now when we did the first one, we thought that we were supposed to stick with it forever. And we didn't know that we could dream a new dream. We didn't know that we could stop. Like some of us got so deep in, oh, I'm 20 years in. I'm going to go ahead and finish this last 10 of misery. Like you can stop. You're not required to keep going, but we're scared to stop because we're good at pursuing a new dream, but a lot of us don't have the muscle of stopping and starting a new dream. So I'm just reminding us of what it looks like and how that works. So let's get clear about your desires. We're going to get clear about your desires, what you want to wish for. There are some who will say, I don't have any desires. I have what I want. I'm doing good. You shouldn't be on this call. Like plain and simple, if you live in the life of your dreams, there's no need for you to be on this call. I'm on this call because it's some more stuff I want. Because it's human nature to have desires. Even after you achieve the thing that you want, you're going to want something else. Think about when you got your first car. You were like, oh, I'm in here. This is all I need. And then a year later, you were saying, oh, I want that other car. Think about when you had that first kid, you was like, oh, I'm so happy to be having this baby. And then after the baby was 2, you was like, okay, we're ready for the next one. It's okay to desire more. It's human nature. But someone has told us that desire is a bad word. We've related it to sexual connotations. And so we don't want to say that we desire things. We don't want to say that we want things because it makes us seem ungrateful. Y'all, the lies. It's the trick of the devil to keep you small and to keep you stuck. Stop thinking that it's not okay to want things and to desire things because that's the only way you get more. And when you decide that I got what I got, this is all I can have, you're going to stay where you're at. And that's why you were shown that pay schedule at the beginning of your teaching career, because they wanted to let you know, don't come up in here thinking you get no extra money. Don't come up in here thinking things going to be different. Everybody's getting this. It does not matter if you're the best teacher. Y'all, because I was a bomb teacher. Look here, I was good. The Lord had granted me with the ability to teach. He said, girl, you're going to go up in here and you're going to change generations of families. And that's exactly what I did. I had some of the highest test scores in the building, in the district. They came, tapped me on my shoulder. They said, hey, Chanel, we need you to show these other teachers what you're doing. And y'all know what? I was so happy. I was like, oh, they want me to teach the other people. Let me show them what I'm doing. And I did it because I'm a giver and I like to share. But you know what happened? I was in my classroom one day. I got to work early. I know some of y'all get to work early. So I get to work early, almost an hour ahead of time. Because see, we don't understand. Some of us are a little crazy. Like we just give our time away. So I was getting to work almost an hour early, setting up my classroom, putting my do now on the board, writing my objectives, being cute and stuff, spraying my room with air freshener, y'all, because I taught high school. I was a high school English teacher. And so I had to spray the air freshener because them kids don't always do right. And so I'm getting there early and I'm killing it in the game. I'm prepared. I'm going home. I'm doing lesson plans at home. I'm doing all types of stuff. The whole time my husband saying to me, they don't pay you to do all this. I know, but I do it for the kids. I want them to have a good lesson. My husband said, he's saying they don't pay you for this. You shouldn't be doing this. On the weekend, you shouldn't be doing this. Y'all, I ain't had good sense. I didn't know. I thought that I was just doing the work of the Lord, okay? It was really the trick of the devil. And this lady who used to teach next to me, she would come in 5-10 minutes before school start, get her little stuff set up, and she would teach her classes. And her classes went okay, nothing spectacular. When she had a behavior problem, she sent the kid next door to me. We had what we call buddy rooms. And so after a while, I got tired of it. And I was really mad. I was mad, y'all. I'm just going to tell you the truth. I had talked about her to my best friend. My best friend is a teacher too. So you know how we talk about people to them. I did. I said, she get on my nerves. I said, she come up in here and she show up 5 minutes ahead of time. Whenever she got a problem, she send her kid to my class. I talk to the kid, get them to act right, head back over. I'm over here getting all these high scores on this test, teaching my lessons. And if she put more effort in, she will be able to do what I'm doing. Boop, boop, boop. So my friend was like, you know what? You shouldn't carry all that hostility around. Won't you go and have a conversation with her? So I take my fancy tail over to her room to have a conversation, see, because I know how to communicate. Really, I do. I go over to her room and I'm talking to her and I'm telling her, I just wanted to talk to you for a minute because I want to see what we need to do to make this situation better. Y'all know what that lady told me? That lady said, you do all that. I know you be here early. I see you staying late. I know you do all that stuff. She said, and guess what? And I make more money than you. You know why I make more money than you? Because I got here 2 years before you. She said, so you don't get paid in school off of how good you do. They only care about longevity. She said, so I'm going to do what they required me to do, which is to come to school from 7 to 3. I'm going to do my lesson plans on my plan period. I don't take work home. And she went on and on and on. And when she got through talking to me, I realized I was the fool. Like I was mad at her when I should have been mad at me. And she was making more than me. So I had to take a step back and realize you're doing all of this. And while you are doing it, and she also said part of the reason why you do this is because you want people to see how good you are. That was about me. That wasn't about her. And so I had to stop and take a look at me. Why am I in here trying to people please? Why am I in here trying to make people, think that I'm this great thing, trying to be perfect? It was really ego is what it was. And so I had to take a step back, and that day began my own journey into my personal self-development because I realized I'm not doing this for these kids. I'm doing this for me because the kids don't care if the PowerPoint is pretty or not. The kids don't care if your handwriting is perfect on the board. The kids don't care if all your stuff is color-coded because y'all know I color code some stuff to death, okay? But the kid, I was doing that for me. I wasn't doing that for the kids. And so I want us to really get clear about your desires because sometimes we get it confused. And we need to be able to dream a bit, but you also have to be willing to be a bit playful. Are you willing to be a bit playful and to dream a bit with me for just a few minutes here? So this is what I want you to think about. I want you to think about your dream life, the life that you really want to live, that's not filled with limits. Don't base this off of what's in your bank account. Do not base it off of what's in your bank account. I want you to think about your dream life. I want you to think about the home that you want to live in. Maybe you're already living in it. I'm not. I'm living in a home, but it ain't my dream home. I'm living in the home that was good for when I bought the home 6 years ago, but this is not my dream home. So what is the home where if money wasn't an issue, you live there? How much does that home cost? Is it 200,000, 300,000, 400,000? Sometimes we're scared to even say what our dream is because we know it's not a reality. How much would you like to spend on your family in a month? And so I want you to think about what is the house, what, like think about what your house note would be. So think about this in a monthly thought. So in a month, 30 days, what's your house note? If you could pay, if you had X amount of money to spend on a house note, that would supply your dream home. Your family expenses. How much would you spend monthly on your family? Give yourself a budget. What about food and nutrition? For me, I just wanted to be able to buy organic food because I don't like all them pesticides and stuff. I'm really an organic person, and I wanted to be able to go to Whole Foods, which is whole paychecks. And so what's your family budget? What are you going to spend on groceries every month? I got 3 boys and a husband, and these some greedy folks over here. I don't know if I got boy moms in the house, but Lord Jesus, them boys eat. So ain't no $200-300 working over here. We gonna spend $200-300 a week, but not in a month. What is your travel? If money wasn't an issue, how often would you travel? How often would you travel? How much would you spend on travel? And what about clothing? Now, granted, you don't buy clothing every month, but if you had to give yourself a clothing budget, what would it be? So for me, I don't buy clothing a lot. And because I don't have girls, I only have boys. They only want things sporadically. Like right now we're prepping for graduation and my son needs a graduation outfit. So, it's money in the budget for the graduation outfit, but we don't buy clothes every month. And I think that's mainly because I have a boy household. Transportation. What's your dream car, folks? Y'all know we love a good car. Come on now, what's your dream car? And stop worrying about what people gonna say. Stop worrying about if they're gonna think you uppity. Stop thinking what your family gonna say when you pull up. Because baby, I pulls up in my Land Rover Discovery real hard. Do you hear me? All white, black tinted windows all the way around with the wheels that came. That's amazing. Okay, fully loaded, panoramic rooftop that I never opened because you're not gonna mess up my hair. That was my dream car. What's your dream car? Don't be scared. Don't be scared. This is about dreaming. Whatever it is. And yours might just be a Honda. It might be a Toyota. That's fine. I'm not saying you got to go luxury. I'm a luxury type of girl. And it took me years to be able to say that. My sisters used to always say, girl, you do too much. You too much. Gone. You always want something different. Gone away from here. I'm the youngest of 5 girls. And they used to say, oh, she always got to do so much. Gone. And I'd be like, well, that's what I like. Why I can't get what I like? And it's okay. So it took me years to be able to say, I'm a luxury type of girl, just plain and simple. If it ain't luxury, I probably don't want it. If it's a VIP option, I'm going for it because I feel like I'm an important person. I feel like I deserve the best. So what's your entertainment budget? Like when you want to go to the movies, we do some things every month. We go to the movies almost every month. We do 2 date nights, my husband and I, per month. We have lots of family engagements every month. So what's your entertainment budget? We do 1 order out every month, for dinner. We order in. And DoorDash, oh my goodness, some of y'all need to put a budget for DoorDash and Hubgrub. And then what's your philanthropy? Like, it's very important for me to be able to give and to share the wealth and to be able to help and support others. Because even when you don't have much, you got more than somebody else. Even when I was a classroom teacher, I always gave, and I know all y'all do too. Besides the fact we give half our check back to the school and the school system, feeding kids for lunch and buying them stuff and buying classroom, we give it all back anyway. And then what's your budget for your health? Like, some people don't consider a budget for their health, but your health is your wealth. So some people want to go to, and remember, we're dreaming. So maybe you want to go to a particular gym. Maybe it's some particular vitamins that you want to buy, because those things get expensive. Y'all, that sea moss is expensive. It's $40 a bottle, and you go through 2-3 bottles a month trying to take 2 tablespoons of that every day. That stuff is expensive. Then I do like a vitamin D. I do a vitamin B12. That stuff is expensive. So come up with your number, add it in, and we're going to review what my vision is. Here's my vision for my life. I'll be moving to Texas in about 12 to 18 months. And the home that I'm looking at will be no more than $650,000. No more. That's my max. It can be less. It cannot be more, which will yield me a house note of about $4,300. It's probably a little bit more now because interest rates are a little bit higher. And I'm hoping that within 12 to 18 months, it'll be down maybe a point and a half. For my family, $24,000 a year. So I'm thinking $2,000 a month around family expenses. And then food and nutrition, $2,000 a month. So that roughly, breaks down to about $450 a week for our food and nutrition, considering that we're going to Whole Foods. We're shopping sometimes at Trader Joe's and at a neighborhood store here called Dearbird's. So about $2,000 a month for my groceries. Now, I'm just sharing my vision. Yours is your vision. Health, I think $30K a year, $2,500 per month to have a health coach, to have a trainer, to pay for the gym that I want to join, and to pay for my supplements that I want to continue to use, as well as increase the supplements that I'm using. All natural, all organic, 100% natural. My clothing allowance is $10,000 a year, which is $833 per month, but that doesn't mean I'm going to use $833 per month. Then my transportation, $1,000 a month. My car note and insurance shouldn't be more than $1,000 a month. That's what I'm estimating. And then travel, about $3,000 a month. Do I travel every single month? No, but I do travel 8 to 12 times a year. I'll be in Alaska next month. I'll be in San Diego next month. I'll be in Orlando next month. I have 3 trips planned in June. 4 trips. I'll also be at Essence Fest at the end of June, beginning of July. In September, we're doing a family cruise for Labor Day. For Christmas, we're doing our family holiday in Puerto Rico. We're going to Texas to a Dallas Cowboy game in October. So you see, even though I don't travel every month, there are, I think about the number of trips I want to take. In January, I was in Puerto Rico. In February, I was in Cancun. March, I went to see my sister in Texas. So think about your travel. And this is your dream life, okay? I love travel. Keep that in mind. I love to travel. And then entertainment, I said $1,000 a month, which is roughly $12,000 per year. Because we like to go to like the Chris Rock concerts, lots of comedy shows, live entertainment. I can't wait for Shonda Rhimes to go ahead and do this Alicia Keys orchestra from Queen Charlotte. I can't wait till they send this to the Fox Theater. I'm willing it and manifesting it into existence. I need for Tyler Perry to do another show so I can run on over to that. They got Wicked at the box office right now. They got Jazz in the Park right now. So entertainment is important. Like, I don't want to just exist. I want to live. I want to have fun. I want to be able to go out to dinner. I want to have some adventures. I want to do $10,000 of donations. So what I do is I set my amount that I want to donate yearly at the beginning of the year. And then I have all year to meet that goal. And so $10,000 a year right now. And then my business and professional development, which is my learning, my education, $30 per year. Personal professional development for myself. That's $2,500 a month. And so some of y'all might be looking at this and like, that's a whole lot of money. Who doing that? Well, just make it simple. Like, we overcomplicate stuff. I simply need to make $15,833 a month. And that's only $189,000 a year. Some of y'all thought you need to make $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. It's just not true. You can, don't get me wrong, you can. But for my dream life, to the absolute fullest of this dream, I would only need to make 190 a year. 190 a year. So keep it simple. Make it simple. How many of you all knew the number before now? Like we estimate, and a lot of times we overestimate what it is we really need to have our dream life because we didn't even want to think about it, because to think about it would mean you need to do something about it, and we know that's not our reality. So just make it simple. Now tell us in the chat, let us know in the chat, how much do you need to make a year now? So you had a number that you felt to begin with. Is that number different? How much do you need to make to live your dream life? What's your number? Put it in the chat for us. Let us know. What's your number per month or per year? And again, it depends on states. I live in Missouri and I'm moving to Texas. They have almost kind of equal cost of living, but the houses in Texas, you get a whole lot more for a whole lot less. And so our cost of living in the Midwest is extremely good. We can, our grocery costs are low. Our fuel cost is low. Midwest living is very economical. And so while we will trade some things when we go to Texas, my big expense will be my house. The house that I'm going to get in Texas for what I'm spending will be like amazing in comparison to what I'm going to get in St. Louis for that same amount of money. So if you're in New York, your numbers are going to look different. If you're in Jersey, if you're in New York, you probably ain't even buying a house. Look here. If you're in Jersey, your numbers are going to look different. If you're in Chicago, your numbers are going to look different. Certain areas have higher cost of living. LA, in Cali, your numbers are going to look different. But the pay also looks different. That's what you have to understand. So when you are working in Cali, their minimum wage is a whole lot more. My minimum wage here in Missouri is $9.25. $9.25, not even $10. But I was just in LA, I was just in San Diego, and their minimum wage was $18. So you get paid $18 to work at McDonald's. But their rent is also $2,600. So think about, don't let your number scare you. Be okay with your number. Be okay with your dream. And so then think about, what is your plan to bridge the income gap? What is the plan that you have to bridge that income gap of what you make now and what your dream life will cost you? And then I want you to just kind of think about, how long have you been working on this plan, or have you really been working on the plan? Have you just really been talking the talk and not doing anything? And then how effective has this plan been? And then I always have to ask, what's preventing you from getting what you want on your own? Like when I was hoping and dreaming, the thing that was preventing me was that I said my kids are little. Because remember, I've been doing this now for 6 years, almost 7 now. And so my boys are now 16, 17, and 23. So if you subtract the 6, almost 7 years, my kids were my 2 boys were in elementary school. When I first started this dream and this journey, which was before the business actually started, my boys were in like 2nd and 3rd grade, 2nd and 4th grade. So I kept saying, I'm gonna wait till my kids get bigger. I want my kids to get bigger. That was preventing me. I was saying I didn't have enough money. I don't have no money to start no business. So you got to be honest about what's preventing you. And then what is the cost of not living a fulfilled life? You're paying a price right now for not living your fulfilled life. And you got to ask yourself, will this dream go to your grave? Or do you think that if you work for 20 more years, it's going to manifest itself? Or some of us, I was talking to somebody the other day, I kid you not, they said, I plan to win the lottery. I said, so you going to put your hopes and dreams on the lottery system with a 1 in 533 million chance? I'm going to go on and work for mine. I'm going to go ahead. In that very same conversation, Another person said, I can always marry a rich person. And my response was, if you can marry a rich person, why you ain't did it? What you waiting on? Because you're over 40. The rich man can go get a 20-year-old. What are you going to be over here with your 45-year-old self for? If it was that easy, we would all be doing it. And in that same conversation, I know y'all think I'm playing, we were having a group conversation. Somebody else said, my parents are getting old and they're going to have to die, and I'm going to get that money from their insurance policy. This is what we counting on, y'all. This is what we counting on. Now, it's a known fact that when people get old, death coming for all of us. But to think to yourself, I'm going to live my good life when my parents die and I collect from their insurance policy. I think that we need to know that there's a better way. There's a different way, but we have to be willing to explore the opportunities. So I want you to know, you don't know what's possible. You don't know what's possible. If you are afraid, you cannot move forward. So you cannot continue to make choices out of fear and scarcity. You got to make decisions based on skills, knowledge, and belief. So when you make a decision, the universe will come together to support you, but you must make a decision. There are other options for us educators, and I need us to know this. I'm going to keep screaming it loud to the rooftop. I need us to know you have options. You are not relegated to that classroom. You are not relegated to that amount of money they told you can get. There are other options, but if they told you there were other options, you would leave, and then what would they do? Because they are using you as leverage. So let's test this out real quick. I want you to test this out because I'm telling you there are other options, and we're going to do a quick test. Bear with me. I'm finna get to these steps. I'm telling you. Let's test it out. I want you to think of a brick. Think of a brick. Picture a brick in your head. Come up with a picture of a brick. You got a brick in your head? I want you to think of a brick. A brick. Now, write down as many different uses of a brick that you can think of. Write them down. What are the uses for a brick? How many ways can you use a brick to provide value? I'm going to give you 60 seconds. Let me set my timer. I'm going to give you 60 whole seconds. 60 whole seconds. Y'all, I can't even get to 60 seconds. Oh, my goodness. As many ways, different ways that you can use a brick that you can think of. We're at 30 seconds. You got 30 more seconds to come up with as many ways as you can use a brick to provide value. You know I can't give y'all a whole bunch of time because my internet warriors will be all on the internet. 10 seconds. And now we got good old Chat GPT. So somebody will be over there on Chat GPT trying to figure it out. So how many ways did you come up with? Put it in the chat. What's the number you came up with? Just put the number in the chat. Y'all got to interact now. Put these numbers in the chat. Y'all can't be scared. I'm giving y'all all the juice, and y'all don't want to share no juice back. Come on now. I work off of energy. I'm giving you my energy. I need you to give me some of yours. Put the number in the chat. How many ways did you come up to use a brick? How many ways? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Now, this is what I want you to think about. Did you consider the size of the brick? Did you consider the size of the brick? Did you think about what the brick was made of? Was the brick made of plastic? Was it made of concrete? Was it made of gold? Was it made of another metal? How is it shaped? How did you shape that brick in your head? Because some of y'all only did a brick that you pick up off the ground that your grandma's house was built off of. And then, does it have holes in it? You done seen the bricks with the little circle holes in it. You know what I'm talking about. So let me tell you some things that the brick could be used for. And I'm sure y'all came up with some of this. It could be used for a paperweight. It could be used for a doorstop. It could be used to build things. It could be used for a home for a fish in a fish bowl. Y'all done seen the bricks with the circles in the fish bowl, or the bricks that's the whole bricks in the fish bowl. It could be used as a plant holder with dirt in the holes. It could be used as decorations. I got bricks right outside my house decorating my flower bed. It could be used to break a window. Y'all don't be breaking windows out of people's cars. It could be used for your garden because you can paint the brick. We did that in memorial for my mother. We painted bricks for the garden. It could be used as a weight for exercising. It could be used as a children's toy, as in a Lego brick. It could be used for payments of goods, as in a gold brick, because gold comes in bricks. It could be used to hold the flagpole. How do I know? Because that's what held the flagpole at my school. It was a big brick. It could be used as a seat, because if the brick is big and you turn it sideways, you can sit on it. All y'all fancy people, y'all might not know about sitting on bricks, but we used to have to sit on bricks. So I ask you, and that's just a few of the ways. I just got to keep going because I'm going to be out of time. So I ask you, is it possible that you only know one way? Is it possible that you only know one way? So what you currently know has taken you as far as it can. Here's how you live a life of your dreams. You get clear on what you want. You figure out what is working, change your approach when it isn't. You learn from the absolute best, and you don't give up until you get what you want. It's that simple. Why am I telling you this? Let me tell you who I am, because some of y'all don't even know me. Some of y'all, this is your first interaction with me. I am a former educator. I was a high school teacher. I've been an instructional coach. I've been a principal. I've been an adjunct professor. I'm a national board certified teacher. I was an independent consultant from 2 major education companies. I'm a business owner who has 4x her income in less than 3 years. But more importantly, I had to let go of the dream of retiring after 30 years and then living my best life. I had to let that go. I had to release that in order to pursue a new dream. I had to let go of trying to keep my parents happy. I had to realize that I would be much older when I was able to live my dream, and travel wouldn't be as exciting. My kids would grow up with half of my attention, and I wouldn't live out any of my desires because I didn't make enough income. Like, if I can just be honest, I couldn't live the way I wanted to because I didn't make enough money. And working harder wasn't the answer, because 2 jobs is for 2 people. 2 jobs is for 2 people. If you are not 2 people, you shouldn't be working 2 jobs. And those of us who are working 2 jobs, it's because we don't understand what the real problem is. And I have never encountered a person who was working 2 jobs who was living a good life. They still had money problems. They were still robbing Peter to pay Paul. They didn't have all this cushion money in their bank account. They were just as bad off as I was working 1 job. So my sister told me when I was 16 years old, 2 jobs are for 2 people, and you will never work 2 jobs. And I have never worked 2 jobs. I addressed the problem. The income is the problem. I'm not making enough money. Get me a job that makes more money. Some of us won't even leave the school that we're at, even though the school down the street pays more, because we want to stay in comfort. But we ain't going to talk about that. So let's get into it. So step 1, y'all was like, oh, it took us a long time to get there, but we got to get our vision first. Like, we got to be clear on what it is that we want, because we're going to make decisions based on where we want to be and not where we're at. So we got to get clear. We have to get clear on our desires, what we want, our dream life, what a fulfilled life looks like. And now that you know what your fulfilled life looks like, now we're going to talk about how to get it. This is how you get it. Step 1, identify your gifts and superpowers. This is your unique value proposition. Okay, this is your unique value proposition. What unique value can you add to situations, to schools, to people? What are people currently coming to you for? I'm gonna advise you to be writing this stuff down. Like, engage, do the work. Don't just sit and listen and get a chuckle every now and then. Actually think about these things. Write them down. People used to call me for strategy. They used to call me for logic. They used to call for me to help them to understand. And my phone would ring all the time. Hey, Chanel, can you talk to me for a minute? I need you to talk me through this. I need your help with this. People calling y'all too, because the thing that you need to do, you're already doing it for free. You have a business idea. You got a service to offer. You're already doing it. You just refuse to ask people to pay you for it. You haven't structured it as a business. Some of y'all thinking, I need to be a 10. You don't need to be a 10. If you're a 5, start where you're at. Guess what? If you're a 5, there are 4s, 3s, 2s, 1s, and people who have not gotten started who need your help. Someone needs what you have, but you're probably wondering, will anybody buy what I have? If they're not buying it from you, they're buying it from somebody else. Why are they calling you if they didn't need it? And how many of y'all done sat and gave people advice, told them what to do, sent them resources, helped their kids, tutored them, and then they went and paid somebody else to do the exact same thing, and they probably didn't even do it as good as you did, but they didn't give you not one red hot cent. They said, thank you, girl, I sure appreciate it. Let's be honest. Is it happening? Why are they calling you? You have a unique selling proposition. I was a former principal. I've worked at all levels of education, K through college. That's my unique selling proposition. Y'all probably thought, what else? That's it. A lot of these folks ain't worked K through 12. They ain't worked K through college. They've never been in leadership. What's yours? Some of y'all have international experience. That's a unique selling proposition. What are you talking about? Because most people only know what education is like in their state, in one school, maybe 2 schools, and they don't have an international view of what education is like. That's a unique selling proposition. So when you're talking to somebody about your services, you let them know I have international and national experience. Some of you all have worked on prestigious boards. That's a unique situation. Tamara was a Broadway dancer on The Lion King. That's the first thing when she talked to me, I was like, girl, that's it right there. We bringing Broadway to the high school. Because how many teachers have actually worked on Broadway in a show as big and fabulous as The Lion King? That's your selling proposition right there. Bronte was the president of her local NAACP. What? Are you serious? Donovan worked in the Obama administration. Folks, this is what we got to lead with. See, y'all doing it all wrong. Modesty died in 2020. She caught COVID. Modesty caught COVID and died. See, some of us, I know my mama had told me, I don't know if this is true for y'all. My mama had told me that if you're doing good work, other people will talk about it. You don't need to talk about it. So I never talked about it. I was waiting on somebody else to say I did good in order for it to be clear that I did good. That was true for the 70s and 80s. Folks, we are in 2023, and we got to let go of some of those old beliefs that no longer serve us. You got to be willing to pat yourself on the back. This girl worked in the Obama administration, and it was nowhere on any of her information. And the only way that I found out was that she sent me some pictures, and I saw somebody on the picture who was very prestigious. And then I said, how did you get on this picture? And she was like, oh, I used to work in the Obama administration. What? Those are the pictures that need to be on the website. What are we talking about? When I talked to Bronte, she said it so casually. Oh, I was the local NAACP president. What? Are you serious? What? Do you know the skills that it takes to be the president of the NAACP? Do you know the prestige that's behind that? We got to use what we got. So I want us to identify our gifts and superpowers. We got to identify them. For some of us, you're able to dance, you're able to sing, whatever the thing is. Some people have a superpower of coordination. Some people have a superpower of connection, of building relationships. What is your superpower? What do people call you for? What are they calling you for? And how can you monetize it? That's the question you got to answer. How can you monetize it? You gonna monetize it by creating a business. People only will pay you if you're a business, and businesses request payment. So now we got a business. You know what your superpower is. Guess what? Now we got a business. And let's think about this. For those who know how to teach kids how to read, you had some of the most difficult kids who had really severe learning gaps. I had a teacher who she would take kids from preschool who came into kindergarten and they would not even be nowhere near ready for kindergarten. But by the end of that year, she would have those kids first grade ready. That's a superpower because most people can't do that. I had a teacher who was so good at teaching kids how to multiply. Just one skill. And sometimes we think it needs to be this big skill. It does not need to be all of the things. Think about the one thing. So math is a whole big subject, but she was able to teach kids how to multiply. They would understand multiplication. They would leave there knowing all of their multiplication tables. They would be flexible with their numbers because that was her gift. That was her skill. That was her craft. There are other things in math. This was third grade math. So don't think about the whole big thing. Some people are really good at teaching characterization. Some people are really good at teaching kids how to write. Some people are really good at advocating for parents, helping parents to advocate. What is your superpower and how can you monetize it? That's your business. Guess what, y'all? We just built a business. That's literally how businesses are created. Step 2, you got to understand your message and your brand. Now, this is really important. Now, you got your business. You got your business idea, and you know that it can be monetized because people are calling you for it already. You're likely already doing it, and you're doing it in some way or form, but now we got to put a price to it, formalize it, make it a business. Step 2, your message is connected to your why, which is connected to your story. So the reason why we have a purpose, the purpose that we do things, why we move forward, that's connected to a story. Everyone has a story. Everyone on this call has a story. My story is, and we have multiple stories. Now, let's be clear. We have multiple stories. But you got to focus on the story that connects to this work. So I know that education is one of the greatest pathways for success because it's what has catapulted me into success. And so I am a firm believer in education. However, let's talk about my purpose, how I got into education. I attended 2 high schools. So when I started high school, I attended the School for the Gifted, which was not my neighborhood school. I had to travel to get to that school. My mother took me to school every single day. And there was a neighborhood school. So once I went to the gifted school, I was there 9th and 10th grade year. This was back in the early 90s, y'all. And it was a lot of racism. It was a mixed school. It was my first time going to school with more than just Black people. My elementary school was all Black. My middle school was all Black. There was not one white anything except for teachers. And then when I went to high school, here I am with white people, Black people, Asian people, Hispanic people, Filipino people. It was all types of people. I don't even know what all nationalities were there, but it was very confusing for me. Every one of my teachers was white. We had one Black teacher named Cynthia Beasley. She recently passed. And in the classes, there was such blatant racism. And I've always been very well-versed and able to communicate well. And I've always been a deep thinker. So I can specifically remember being in Mr. Trapp's social studies class, and we're learning social studies. And my question every single class period was, what impact did Black people play in this? I didn't read anything about Black people in this. Can you share the role of African Americans in this? And he would get so mad at me. He would get so frustrated with me. And one day he told me, don't ask that again. Black people are not in this history. And I knew then I needed to leave this school because you're trying to teach me that I didn't exist, that we didn't play a role. And I was telling my mom how I need to leave this school. So I went back sophomore year, and then it got even worse. It was terrible, but the education was good. Do not get me wrong. The education was stellar. And then she sent me to my neighborhood school, which was Northwest High School. And I got there and I was appalled. I was so confused. There was no teaching going on. And what they thought was teaching was read this chapter and answer these questions in the back of the book and don't say nothing. And then kids would get to acting up. And it was horrible. And the students had no idea they were being robbed of their education. But because I had a different experience and I had experienced high-level teaching, I knew what low-level teaching looked like. Well, they had never experienced high-level teaching, so they thought that's what teaching looked like. And from that experience, I said, this is not right. What it taught me was your zip code determines the quality of your education, and that is not okay. You see how my story is connected to my purpose. And then I had all these nieces and nephews, because y'all know I'm the best aunt on the planet. Can't nobody beat me in aunthood, and bet not nobody in that chat say they're a better aunt, because baby, I will go to war over these nieces and nephews of mine. I am the rich auntie, okay? And I was the rich auntie when I was on my first day of teaching. I was the rich auntie when I was working at Judavine Center for Autism. I have always loved my nieces and nephews and wanted to be the favorite aunt of every kid. And when my nieces and nephews went to school, I was their educational advocate. From that experience, I said, this ain't right. I'm finna go become a teacher, because this is a bunch of foolishness. These folks need some good teachers in this school. That's how I began teaching, from those two experiences. So when I say we have a story that's connected to your purpose, and those are the moments that impact you on a cellular level. But you got to be willing to share that story, because it's through that story that you create your message. And when you understand your message, you will then understand your brand. I don't know if y'all getting this. I don't know if y'all making the connection, but I'm finna help y'all to connect. Like, I'm finna show you how all this connects. So as I think about my desires of what I want for my life, y'all didn't look at my vision for my life and think, oh, she a Walmart type of girl. That ain't what y'all looked at and thought. When I said what my vision was for my life, nobody thought that she a Walmart type of girl. She just want enough to get by. She just want to live a little life. She just want to be small. No, I don't even want to go shopping in Walmart. Too many people, too much foolishness. I don't have time. So this helps you to determine your pricing, and brand is connected to pricing. Y'all see I'm getting excited. I'm yelling now, because when I get excited, my voice go up. So this is what I want y'all to understand. Think about a Maserati. Why don't you see commercials for Maserati? How many people have actually been to a Maserati lot? You won't go there because you know it's out of reach for you. You already know it's too high. It's too expensive. Can you even afford the insurance on a Maserati? Will they give you a credit to purchase a Maserati? Do people who have a Maserati even pay a car note? You shouldn't. When you think about a Birkin bag, I don't buy those bags, but to each his own. When you think about a Birkin bag, to my understanding, they're $3,000-$4,000. And somebody told me they can go all the way up to $30,000. What do you think about when you think about that bag and that brand? When you think about Honda, I got a Honda right outside, a Honda Accord. You think about quality, longevity. They hold their value. When you think about Whole Foods, immediately when I think about Whole Foods, I think about Whole Paycheck. You're not going into Whole Foods thinking you're getting a deal. Do you see how your message and your brand and what you desire is connected? When you think about Amazon, think about Amazon. Their goal is to get you everything you need really quickly in 2 days. You're not going to always find the cheapest price on Amazon, but you will find what you're looking for. Their goal is to save you time. They understand their message. We're going to save you time and get it to you quickly. We may not always be the cheapest, but we will try to have it in stock for you and get it to you. And then when you think about Walmart, Walmart has everything. You can go shopping, get your car done. You can get your hair done. You can get eyeglasses. You can go to the bank. You can do everything at Walmart at one time. Nobody says I'm going to Walmart because I want the best. Nobody says that. You go to Walmart because you want the cheapest. You want a good deal. So think about your brand. Take the time to work on your message and understand your brand. When you understand your brand, you have an idea. But we got to be honest about who we are and who we want, what we want. When we're honest about that, and we know, like when you look at that list, you know what type of person you are. You know if you're a Walmart girl, ain't nothing wrong being a Walmart girl now. You know if you're a Macy's type of girl. You know if you're a Nordstrom's type of person. You know if you're a Saks type of person. You know if you're a Neiman's type of person. So your messaging is connected to your story, which creates your brand about who you are and how you plan to show up. And then I want you to think about, how would an extra $5,000 a month change your life? Like some of us don't even think about, if we had extra money, how that would change us. What happened if you just had a deposit every single month for $5,000? Anybody who watched, anybody who's connected to me on Instagram, if you watched yesterday, I did a live with Tanika Garrett, and Tanika just closed her first contract. And her first contract is one single PD for 90 minutes. And she's going to make on that 190-minute PD that will take place in August, in which she's already gotten her first deposit. She's going to make almost what she makes in a month out of 190-minute PD. And she said when the check came, she looked at it and she was kind of scared to cash it because it looked crazy to get that much money for 190-minute PD. And that was only a portion. She gets the second portion when she finishes the PD in August. Then she said when she put it into her account, she just had to look at the money in the account because she's not used to seeing that much money in her account. So you got to think about how your life would change with an extra $5,000 a month or even $10,000 a month. I often tell the story about how one month I got 18 deposits in my bank account. 18 deposits. There is no way in my teaching career that I can get 18 deposits in 1 month in my account. My maximum is 2. I can't do anything to increase my income in teaching other than work extra duty contracts, which normally pay $25 to $35 an hour. You work 2 days a week and you only getting 6 to 8 hours a week. And then when they take your pension and stuff out of that, that's not even worth the time. You can use that time building a business as opposed to getting that little $200 a week they're trying to give you. Step 3, we're going to talk about strategies for marketing your services, because now we got a service. We know what our service is. We're going to use our superpower, our gift, to create a business. And we're going to understand our unique selling proposition, because you're going to think about, what is it about me that makes me stand out? What is it about me that makes me stand out? One of the things that makes me stand out, I took a school from the bottom 5% of the state of Missouri up to the 55th percentile in less than 3 years without buying any additional programs or bringing any people in. It was done strictly through coaching my people up. That's a unique selling proposition. What is your unique selling proposition? You got your business, you understand your unique selling proposition. Now you're going to dig into your message, which is connected to your story, and you're going to figure out your brand. What is the brand that you want? For me, I am a boutique education consulting firm. Why do I say that? Because I only work with select school systems. I don't work with more than 12 schools in a school year. And if you think about when you go to a clothing boutique, think about when you go to a boutique, not a Goodwill, but an actual boutique, they don't have 3 or 4 of the same thing. They have some unique pieces, and they typically only have that one in that one size, because everything that I do in my business, while I have a framework, everything is customized to my individual schools. I get to know the people in the school. That way I can serve them better. They get to have my cell phone number. They can contact me. We are in a relationship. I am a boutique education consulting firm, And so I work to make sure that I'm not cookie cutter, that I'm not just giving everybody the same old thing. I give you a personalized and customized experience. That's my brand. That's my brand because I love luxury. And so I'm going to give you a luxury experience. Now, I hope this is connecting the beginning of what we did to where we are now. If you trust the process, you'll see it's all going to connect. Step 3, strategies for marketing your service. So this is what I want you to know. This is the piece that we always miss as educators. You already have a network, folks. You just haven't used it. You already have a network. Some of y'all don't work in 2 and 3 schools. You don't work at different organizations. You've been doing stuff to contribute to society more than half or 3/4 of your life. You've built relationships. You've helped people. You got family members. You got neighbors. You already have a network. You just have not used it. You know why you haven't used it? Because you are high achieving. You are intelligent. And you are normally the one that people come to for help. And so you're not used to asking for help. You're not used to reaching out. You're not accustomed to using your network. You already have a network. That's how you're going to market your services. You're going to use your network, people. Number 2, social media. It allows for free advertisement and it gives you reach like never before. I don't want to hear those people talk about, I don't like social media. I didn't like social media either. But guess what? I realized that why would I pay for advertisement when I can just create a page online and start talking to people? And it's not about the likes. Once you begin, people will find you. Number 3, take people up on their offers when they invite you to social events. We're talking about strategies for marketing your services. Take people up on offers to social events. Some of y'all probably think that contracts happen in schools. That is when you're on the phone with a principal. It's when you go to all these schools and you running all over town, leaving flyers and stuff. Y'all don't nobody do that no more. If you old school, that ain't what we do anymore. We don't do that. I'm old school too. For those of y'all who wondering, I'm almost 50. Even though I don't look 50, you know, we tend to age well. And in my day, we would take flyers around, put stuff up on board. We don't do that anymore. Most contracts happen in social events. You're at an event, you're talking to somebody, you end up talking about what you do, and then they say, oh, my husband is a principal. Or they say, oh, my sister works in the school. Y'all don't have that happen to y'all. People always want to tell you when they know somebody who do something similar to you. And then all you need to do is say, oh, would you mind making a connection for me? I would love to speak to them. But you got to get out of the house. You can't keep going to Quick Trip. That's the service station we have here, the gas station, Quick Trip. You can't keep going to Pilot J. You got to go further than that. You can't just go to school and go home. So people have been inviting you out. They invite you to galas. They invite you to charitable events. They invite you to dinners. They invite you to social outings. And you say no every time because all you worried about is teaching. Now you need to shift your focus and you want to focus on building your business. Number 4, you want to present at conferences. You're probably already doing this for your school, where you submit to do a presentation at a conference and you travel to the conference. People sign up for your session. They come in and you tell them about the fabulous work that you're doing at the school. That same conference that you presented at, that fabulous work that you're doing, other schools can be paying you to do that same work in their school under a different contract. So when you present at conferences, you have your ideal client right there in the audience with you, folks. They're right there with you. So you need to present at conferences. And when you present, you're going to present about the fabulous work that you're doing. But at the end, you're going to let them know that you're more than willing to come and share this same learning at their school because you also have a consulting company. And here's the information for them to contact you. And you're also going to collect their contact information when they come into your session. So now you have an email list that you can follow up with them on. And the number 5, the last one, is open your mouth. Like, we got to stop being scared to open our mouth and talk about our successes that we've had. You do some amazing things in the school. You need to talk about those successes. I'm telling you, these are real strategies to market your service. Let me tell you what the problem is. Fear kicks in. You're worried about what people are going to think. You have a fear of rejection. What if they say no? What will your school say? And all of this stuff. Your mind is filled with the what ifs around the negative. I want you to tell your brain to stop. Tell it to stop right now. And I want you to tell your brain, we're only going to think about the positive what ifs. What if somebody hires me? What if I bring in an extra $5,000 a month? What if I have 3 schools that want my service? What if 40 people show up to my conference? What if I start a social media account and people flock to it? Stop always thinking about the negative. Think about the positive. Focus on what you want to expand and stop playing small, being worried about what people are going to think, what your family is going to say. What if it don't go well? Stop doing that. That's not serving you. Step number 4, how to nurture and convert your leads. It's through follow through, people. It's through follow through. When you go to the event and you meet the person and they say, I want you to meet so-and-so. And then you say, okay, and you walk away and you never follow up, you never follow through. You never send the message. You never send the text back to say, hey, I enjoyed meeting you at the event the other day. I would love that connection you were going to make for me to your brother-in-law. Here's my number. Feel free to share it or however you want to connect us. You got to follow up and follow through. That's how you nurture and convert leads. Even me to this day. I was in San Diego just last week. I met about 10 people. And 2 days later, I sent them the same email. And a lot of times we make it more difficult than it needs to be. I sent the one email to the one person, then I cut and pasted and sent it to the other 9. Hey, it was great meeting you at the event in San Diego. I really enjoyed speaking with you. I would love to chat more. Just as a reminder, I'm Chanel. I have an ed consulting business, and let's have this conversation about education. And then I put my link for them to connect with me. My calendar already has appointments on it from my San Diego event. So I want you to know you have to follow up and follow through. And email is your major form. Email, text, whatever the method is that you all connecting with. Number 4 is you nurture and convert your leads through connection. It's not all about the work. I got to tell y'all this. I got to tell y'all this. We want to go to these events and do these things, and we want to talk about the work. No, people work with people they like. People work with people they like. And when they like you, they will make sure that they work with you. And so, I gotta go here, y'all. At these events, we're not talking about our husbands. I'm gonna tell y'all, women love to talk about their husbands and their relationships and their children. That's good in the school system. But in the business world, that ain't what we're trying to talk about at events. We're trying to talk about our dream life. That's why I need you to understand what your dream life is. When you're talking to people, you're going to walk up in conversations and they're going to be talking about their trip to Australia. And you need to be ready to engage and say, oh my goodness, I would love to visit Australia. What was the thing that you enjoyed most? The goal ain't to convert the conversation to your husband. Oh, my husband said he want to go to Australia too. No, people work with people they like. You got to be able to have these conversations, be comfortable having them. So you're going to be with people who are dreaming big. So you have to dream big too. That's what builds connection, which is number 4, connection. So when you're talking to people, see how you can help them. One of the lines that I use, and I would suggest that you write this down. I say, oh, your business is so amazing. How can I support you in your business? I just ask them the question, how can I support you in your business? And a lot of times they will tell you, guess what? When you help somebody, guess what they want to do? They want to help you too. So I say, oh, how can I help you in your business? And they might say, the guy who I talked to in San Diego, he said, I need to talk. I've been trying to get in contact with a group of teachers to ask them a question. I said, guess what? I have a group of teachers in my network. Tell me when you like to speak with them, and I'll try to make them available to you. He was like, are you serious? I said, absolutely. I have a network of 120 educators. I said, and we have a great relationship. It's not a distant relationship because the folks in my mastermind will tell you, I actually show up. It's me. It's not all these coaches who show up. I do have some other coaches, but it's me. Like it's me in the WhatsApp sending messages. You see, I was talking to Alicia on here and to Terry on here. They know me. They know me. I'm not the person who just shows up on stage and be cute. No, I'm in the work. I'm doing the work. I love working with women. So when I told him, I said, no, I have a network of 120 people. I said, and I have a Facebook page with almost 4,000 people on it. All of them are educators. I was like, so I can definitely connect you with a group of teachers. He was like, oh my God, you got to tell me how I can help you. I said, well, you do K through 12 sales of ed tech. Why don't you come and talk to my group of ladies about some of the strategies that you're using, some of your updated strategies for getting into the school system? He said, done. That's done. I'm telling you, connection. And then number 5, build the relationship. Like take down a few notes. When is their birthday? If they tell you that they're, something personal about them, remind them. I had somebody at the event who was not feeling well and went back to their room. And the next day I sent them an email to ask them, how are you feeling? I hope you're better today. And is it anything I can bring you? I was right down the hall from her. But had I not remembered, well, guess what? She gonna remember me because of that. Build the relationship. Don't be afraid to build the relationship. This is the area that educators typically need help with. The whole networking piece and nurturing and converting leads. This is an area that educators tend to struggle with only because we want to stick to what it is we've been doing. When I need you to release that, I need you to let that go, unlearn that, and learn something new. It has to be replaced with a new behavior. And when you're in a community of people who are doing the same thing, they will help you as well. Step number 5, this is for my current consultants who are already working in consulting, and maybe you're not making the money that you want to make. Maybe you haven't figured out why your business isn't making 10K a month, because if you're in consulting and you're not making 10K a month, you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong. You've missed a step. There is a gap. Here is the key. Number 1, simplicity is key. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. We want to do, in the school system, we complicate everything. Keep it simple. Know what you do. Have a package that you sell. Sell the same package over and over again and just customize it each time. Understand your pricing and how you came up with the pricing, and market. Get out here, talk to people, let people know what you're doing. It's real simple. Keep it simple. You don't need all this other stuff. You don't need a logo. You don't need a website. You don't need anything. I made well over $100,000 with no logo, no website, no anything. We spend our time on the wrong things. Number 2, perfection is the killer of progress. Some of us are waiting and trying to make things perfect. We're spending too much time on things that are not income generating, and we need to stop. What is income generating is nurturing those leads, making new networks and connections, and bringing leads into your business. Doing things like lead magnets. That's going to bring new leads into your business. Doing things like conferences and presentations. That's going to bring leads into your business. You trying to make stuff cute, add the right color, move this over. That's not bringing leads into your business. That logo, nobody is going to say, I got to work with her because her logo is amazing. That's not what they're saying, people. So then number 4, you got to think bigger. Check this out. My current consultants, I need you to think bigger. Stop thinking you got to do all the work yourself. If you ever want to make it in this work and not just create another job for yourself, you need to hire some contractors. You work in a school with other teachers. You know some other educators who are good at what they do. Hire them. Guess what? You're not going to pay them all of the money. You're just going to pay them a portion of the money, and then you're going to keep a portion. So you're going to get paid to bring the work in and then pay somebody else to do the work, and you're going to make good money. So think bigger. You need to upgrade your systems, such as your CRM. You need to have something where you can create passive income like Kajabi. I use Kajabi. That's what we're in now. This is a new feature of theirs. So imagine if I were charging for this, even if I were to charge $47 for this session, $27 for this session. If I were to charge, I could have had you could have paid right here on this platform. It would have sent you into this platform. It sends you the automated emails and everything. This is the same thing you need to do for your school contracts, for your whatever business you're in. So you can create courses right here. This is the course platform. So you need to upgrade. Where do you spend your money at? You spend your money in your tech, because this is what allows you to streamline and scale. Stop going for what's cheapest. That program that's $19 is probably not going to give you everything that you need. Then you're going to end up buying another program that's $27, and then this other program that's $18, and then you end up spending all this monthly trying to get the thing when you could just pay the one price and have everything that you need plus stuff that you didn't know you needed. Next, you need to outsource. Stop trying to do everything yourself. Stop trying to do it all yourself. See, in the school system, you're used to doing it all. You got to teach, you got to be the nurse, you got to be the social worker, you got to be the counselor, you got to be the principal sometimes. You got to do everything. That is not what business is about. You need to outsource. You're creating a lead magnet, send it out to Fiverr, send it to freelancer.com, send it to Upwork. Let them do the designing of it and send it back to you. You can go on and work on something else, spend that little $10, and now you kill two birds with one stone. Another way we can scale our business through white labeling. Stop always thinking that you need to create everything. There are people who have already done the work, and you can buy their product. It's what's called white labeling. You can put your name and logo on it and then sell it, and you pay them for white labeling. You pay them once for a license, but then you get to sell it over and over again. That's the way that you scale your business. That's one of the many ways. There are 15 ways to scale your business. If you have not signed up for, I believe it's next week's session, that's what we're going to talk about, the 15 ways to scale your business. And I was thinking specifically about people who already have consulting businesses. I'm going to walk you through all 15 ways how to scale your business. It is going to be extreme value, okay? So that's why I'm not getting too deep into it. You got to build your business for where you plan to be and not where you currently are. You got to think about what is your end game? Where do you want to be? Even if you think 3 years out, if you think today, if I started my business today, where would I like to be 12 months from now? Even if we take it back to 6 months, if I start my business today, where would I like to be in 6 months? And then where will I be in 12 months? And then where will I be in 3 years? So we have to think about where we want to be and not where we currently are. Now, I want you to ask yourself, which of these steps do you feel confident about, and which do you think you might need some support with? Put it in the chat. So we have streamlining and scaling your business. We have nurturing and converting leads. We have strategies for marketing your services. We have understanding your message and brand, and we have identifying your gifts and superpowers, which is going to create your niche. So which step do you think which ones do you think that you're good with, you're confident, you got this, I can move forward? And then which ones do you think, I might need a little help with this, I might need some support, I got an idea, but I don't really know how to move forward with it, so that you know where your gaps are. And we got to be willing to say it. This is a big thing, because some people don't understand the power in being able to say what it is that they need, and being honest and being self-aware. I'm going to tell you this. Educational consulting is for you. If you really are wanting to change your life and live the life of your dreams, all you have to do is look at your dream life. If your dream life, your school budget, your school paycheck will not support that, you're going to need to do something different. Am I saying you got to leave your job? No. Tanika told y'all yesterday. She is working full-time in the school system. She's going to work her 1 day in August. She's going to take a personal day in August. She's going to go make that $4,000 or $5,000. And then she's coming back to school. She's going to keep working the rest of the month. She's going to work to get maybe 1 gig a month, 1 gig every 2 months. And then once she's built up her clientele, she'll be ready to leave the school system. I absolutely recommend nobody quit their job until they have their business set up and have everything in place before you leave. But don't try to leave and then try to do it unless you have a plan to be able to afford your lifestyle. Because with consulting, there is some front end work. You got to do work in the front. So if you're tired of robbing Peter to pay Paul, you want more control of your time, you want to be paid for the value that you bring. Because you know what, that really made me mad, that that lady next door was making more money than me, and I was more productive, was creating greater results, and just flat out was a better teacher. That's not okay. And I was tired of the toxic school system. Like, our system had some real issues. And the unrealistic, overwhelming expectations, they were too much for me. Like, I'm already giving you 60% of my kids are passing the test. You gonna come and tell me you need me to make 75% this year? And the lady down the hall ain't even got 20%. So I got to carry the school on my back if you don't get away from me. And so I was like, I'm done with this. If you physically and emotionally need to be the priority, you ready to begin to think about a consulting business. So I want you to know that your mind right now is likely saying or doing this right now. Let me tell you what your mind is probably doing. I'm presenting an option that is taking you out of your comfort zone because you've been teaching, you've been comfortable, you've been secure. And so your mind is giving you all the reasons why this can't work for you. It's saying, I'm not business savvy. I've been an employee all my life. I don't know how to run a business. What if it don't work? I'm scared it might fail. What is this going to cost? I ain't got no money to start no business. You're saying, I don't know how to be a CEO. Well, what's the industry standards? How do I know what to price it? You're worried about, how am I going to get clients? Oh, I'm not good at tech. I don't like social media. I don't want to do social media. Or you're saying, I don't have the time. I'm in school trying to get my degree. I got little kids. I got to go over to the church and help them. I volunteer on this night. I do this. You're saying, I don't know about taxes and money. What about them taxes? You have no idea about marketing. These are some of the things your brain is likely telling you right now. And that's because it's conditioned and trained to keep you safe. Your brain is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. That's why fear was installed in you. It's automatic. Anytime you decide to step out of your comfort zone, your brain is supposed to push you back into your comfort zone. But it's up to you to realize when it's fear of danger or just you getting out of your comfort zone, out of the thing that you're accustomed to doing. Because I can tell you this right now, there is no reward in your comfort zone. You will never level up in your comfort zone. You are going to have to make a different decision. So you got a couple of options. You know what your gap is. You know where the gap is. You just wrote down where your gap is. You can keep the life you have and play it safe. You can keep working and researching and trying to figure it out on your own. You can implement the wrong activities and get no results. A lot of people done tried that. I'm working with somebody now who's been consulting for 10 years. And since she's been working with me, she's made the most money she's ever made. You can pay a lot of dollars to hire these coaches who do not understand the world of education. And I'm not saying that they're not good. I'm saying that education has its own complexities. There are things that happen within the world of education that do not happen in the business world. And you need someone who understands that. Or you can watch another 6 months go by without any progress and continue to take your dream to the grave. You know what your gap is. You got to ask yourself, where do you want to be 6 months from now? Do you want to be closing 4 and 5 figure contracts? Do you want the cushion in your bank account? Do you want an established emergency account? Do you want to take that dream vacation? It made my heart so happy when Anika took her dream vacation and Letitia just got back from her dream vacation. I was so, y'all don't even understand the level of joy that brings me. Maybe you want to provide for your parents or loved ones. Like, I love being able to help and support my people. And if my mom were not gone on her next leg of her journey, baby, I would be taking care of my mama. She'd be traveling with me. We'd be hanging out. You know, I love to drop a few hundred on my mama's table. I did that even when I was a principal. I'd go over there. We go out the back door. We use our back door at my mom's house. I would come in, we'd be talking, and I'd leave, and I put a couple of $100 under her cigarette ashtray. And she called me later. She'd be like, you left this money on this table? And I'd be like, yeah, go on and get yourself something, pay a bill or something, whatever you need to do. That if my mama was alive, oh, baby, she wouldn't have any needs or concerns right now. Because I'm at a point now where I can actually help her. Some of y'all may want to pay off debt. I want you to know it don't take years to change your life. I changed my life in a matter of 9 months, and you can too. You can too. It does not take years. It takes concentrated focus. It takes expert guidance. Stop thinking you got to start from the bottom. Start from the top. Get somebody who's already doing it, who's going to give you a blueprint. It takes a supportive community. You cannot do this alone. I wouldn't recommend it. You need a community. And you need the ability to get feedback and ask questions. That's what you need. So here's a question I want you to think about. Would you pay top dollar to be the first client a dentist has? So you make a dental appointment and you go into the dentist office and the dentist tells you, oh, you're my first patient ever. I just graduated from dental school. Are we paying top dollar for that? Do we even want to sit in the chair? Because it's like you about to go in here and drill holes in my teeth and I'm your first patient ever. I don't know. I'm going to need a discount. But what about after he's done that same procedure 100 times? What's the difference? The only thing that changes is the likelihood of getting results. And so that's what you all got to understand. When you try to do it alone or go to somebody who's never done it, what's the likelihood that you're going to get your results? But if you've done it 100 times, more than likely you're going to make this happen. So fast beats free. All of us who love free, we got to stop that. It's a pay-to-play society. Fast beats free. It's time to pay to skip the line. We've been waiting in line long enough, and that ain't got you where you want to be. You're not living your stream life. When you think about Spotify versus YouTube Music, think about what the difference is. When you think about taking Uber versus walking. On Spotify, we get to pick the music we want to listen to. We get to create our own categories. On YouTube, you got to stop each time to go to your next song, have commercials in, and all this other foolishness. But when you pay, you get to skip the line. No difference than when you take the toll road as opposed to going the long route with the potholes. So you got to ask yourself, what is the value of speed to you? Success loves speed. It's a universal law, period. So I want to personally invite you to an opportunity to change your life. You have determined what it's worth to live the life of your dreams. I want to invite you to, now, I want you to know this truly is an opportunity to change your life. I'm not just saying this to get you all to buy something. This is how the people in my mastermind have changed their lives. And it is my goal to help more women to be able to do this. So the opportunity gives you a 30-day boot camp with me for a Launch Your Ed Consulting boot camp. Now, let me tell you a little bit about it. In week 1, we're going to talk about launching your business. These are the essentials. We're going to get your business set up in 7 days. We meet once every week for 4 weeks for a 30-day boot camp. And I want you to give 30 days of focus to this. Now, in those 30 days, the first week, you're going to form your business. I'm going to give you direct guidance on how to form this business, what you need, any questions you got. We're going to take care of it. Week 2, we're going to talk about business credit. We're going to stop funding these businesses out of our pocket. My folks, I love our chats when they say, I just got approved for the Amex Platinum. I just got this credit card. Not because we just want to incur debt. And that's a whole different conversation. This is in order to fund our business. It's a difference when you have an idea, you want to move forward. I have someone who's doing a retreat. Her retreat, she needs to put down $10,000 in order to book everything. But guess what? She only needs to sell 3 tickets to make her $10,000 back. She got 3 ticket sales. So she's not using her money. She's using her Amex Platinum. She's going to hold the hotel with her Amex Platinum. She's going to sell her tickets. And when she books 10 people into her retreat, she will have made the money back for what she's doing plus $15,000 for 2 days of work. So I'm just trying to give you all an understanding. So week 2, we're going to go all through business credit. I'm going to help you understand business credit. You're going to understand when to apply. You're going to understand what needs to happen, the order you need to go in, and all that good stuff. And then you have a week to do some implementation. Business credit is not based off your personal credit. We all go through stuff. So if you got bad personal credit, that's even more the reason why you need business credit, because it's based off your business EIN. Week 3, we're going to put your systems together. What are the systems that you need to run your business. Let's get them put together because we got to prepare for what we prayed for. We can't be sitting here praying to the Lord for answers, for a solution. I don't want to get out of bed and go to work on Monday morning and keep praying and not prepare for it. We're going to get these systems lined up so that everything is set. So when that first client comes in, it's running smoothly. And then week 4, we're going to work on your certifications. You're going to run your business as a real business and not as this pretend stuff where people are just getting the EIN number and saying they got a business. No, we're going to have the same certifications and everything that Walmart has, that QuikTrip has, that Nike has, that Foot Locker has. You are going to be a full, viable, sustainable business with all of the certifications. So that's what we'll do in that 4-week time period. You will launch your actual ed consulting business, and then we'll also talk about how you're going to get that first client, what you need to do. Then, number 2, replays are available, depending on which package you choose, but replays are available for every package. And the replays, you can go back and watch to see what you're missing, if you forgot something, and all that good stuff. And you'll also get a checkoff list of the things that you need to do. But more importantly, you're going to be in a room with me and I'm going to talk to you about what you need to do. And then the next step is you got your business set up. Now we're going to get you into a live event because, baby, ain't nothing like being in the room, building the community that you need, networking with people, and getting the message in the room. So we have Iman Live 2023. It's in St. Louis, Missouri, July 11th through the 13th. In that live event, that is really going to catapult your success. So you're going to already have your business set up. And this doesn't take place until the Launch Your Ed Consulting Bootcamp does not take place until June. You'll work with me all of June. Then in July, you're going to come with me to a live event. In that live event, we're going to catapult your progress. We're going to talk about messaging. We're going to talk to you about how to have sales conversations and how to close a sales conversation. We're going to have a coaching expert there, Dr. Crystal Riddle, is going to show you all. She is an ed consultant. And baby, when I say she knows how to coach, she's going to give you some key stems to use, some real maneuvers and strategies to employ when you are working with these teachers that you do not know out here in these consulting streets. We got Miss Tandra Ray, who's going to show you how to properly prepare for vendor events. Because as consultants, we go in as vendors, we go in as presenters. So you need to be prepared. And she's going to show you the steps to prepare for your vendor events. We're going to have a wealth and tax strategist there. She's going to help you to plan for your upcoming taxes and how to make sure you're getting the most bang out of your buck. All I'm going to tell you is if your good ex-president Donald Trump didn't pay no taxes, you shouldn't be paying no taxes either. My taxes this year was a refund. And all the people who work with me, we all got refunds. And many of them were 5-figure refunds. If you're doing what you need to do, filing your business expenses. And we talk about all of that in the Launch Your Ed Consulting Bootcamp as well. But she will be there giving you real, tangible things. We have someone there who's going to show you how to use AI for marketing. I'm super excited about that one. AI for marketing. They're going to show you how to save a whole bunch of money on marketing by letting AI take over for you. And it's so much more. And I'm going to tell y'all this. Ain't nothing like accountability and implementation. If you've been saying, I want to do it, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, and you haven't done it, you need some accountability and some support with implementation. So I want to help you to make the decision. I want to make it hard for you to say no to your dream life. When I say I want to make it hard, I want it to be a no-brainer for you. And I'm serious because I'm living my dream life. Several of my clients are living their dream lives, and it's available to all of us. So I'm going to tell you this, the first 5 people who say yes to changing their life, I'm going to offer you a 50% discount. So I want you to put that in your head, a 50% discount off the regular price. The discount code, I'm giving you the discount code right now. The discount code is FAST ACTION, one word, FASTACTION, FAST ACTION. There are 3 levels to purchase, so use the code if you use it for what it's worth. Go VIP and get 50% off VIP because I promise you I won't be offering this next week or the week after. This is a one-day, one-time thing. So there are 3 levels. Use it to go VIP. It's absolutely the most economical way to work with me and to get this level of support. You're going to get 4 weekly sessions plus a live event and a private one-to-one session with me. This is a no-brainer. And I know the power of fear, but you have to stop your brain from letting you soak in fear. You cannot continue to make decisions out of fear. So this is a 1-day, one-time offer. First 5 bonus. First 5 people who take it, you get 50% off. I encourage you to bet on yourself. The link is on the screen, and I hope that Tamara is on here and can put it in the chat for me. I can't see, but I'm about to end this in just a second. So if I need to put it in the chat, I will. But this is the link. So it will break down everything. It'll give you the pricing. At the end of the day, if you go with General, we're talking about $300. We're talking about $300. Are you serious? For the first 5 people, we're talking about $300 for you to get a 30-day boot camp plus a live event and a one-to-one session with me. That's a no-brainer. I don't even know what you got to think about, who you need to talk to, any of that. The smart thing to do the VIP session. We all know I love VIP. So we all know that I'm going to treat my VIP really good. So go ahead and go VIP, get the 50% off. That, again, a no-brainer. Now, some of y'all might be wondering, what is the live event about? Am I going to have fun? Is it stuffy? We don't do those big 200-300 people live events. I like small events because I like for everybody to feel seen. I like for connections to be made, and I like to be able to network and make sure everybody is getting what they need. And so we typically work in that 50 to 75 people live event, and we do unconventional things. Like, we're not going to do like what any of the PD conferences that you've been to. So let me give you just a quick glimpse of what, oh, I wonder if this, oh, I can't tell if you all can hear or not. I hope we can hear. Let me see. If we can't hear, we just gonna watch it. If we can't hear, we're gonna watch it. I hope. I don't know if my volume is working, and I cannot see because I'm in PowerPoint. But even if you can't hear, you get to see. And if you can't hear, just watch it. But as you can see, we have great, we have wonderful people, all highly intelligent, high-talented, ambitious women show up. We have a lot of fun. This year, our theme is Shine Like a Diamond, and we are coming in our shimmer sequence for our cocktails and connection. And we do a lot of stuff to move our business forward. We do dancing. We don't do stuff. Stuff events are not what we do. So allow people to be their authentic self. Take a look at their faces. They're writing. They are engaged. They are having a good time. And that's what it should be like. That's what your life should be. That's what your work should be like. And we also get things that we need while we're there. So this is definitely not a sitting here. That's not what this is. We actually do things that's going to move you forward, give you step by step strategy that you can implement so you get the idea. I don't know why that volume is not playing, but that's the offer. You all have the link. The first 5 people, you get 50% off. Take your choice. You know, you can choose to change your life. I also encourage you to follow me on Instagram. I go live on Instagram. I do way more on Facebook. So if you follow me on Facebook, I do a whole lot more on Facebook. And I also have a podcast, Educators Moving On. I would love if you all would go and subscribe to the podcast now. It's available on all streaming networks. And we talk about what educators need to move on from in order to live the life of their dreams. So it's not the same as what I do on Facebook and Instagram. The podcast is totally different. So follow me, follow me, follow me. And I hope that today's session has been of great use to you and that you pulled some things from it. Let me stop sharing my screen and let's see. Wait 1 second. Let me pull myself back up here. All right. So I hope that you got something from today's session, that you were able to figure out what your next thing is, or how you will expand what you're already doing. Let's see. She said she didn't get the link. Okay, so let me give you the link again. Let's see here. And keep in mind that I'm trying out a new platform, and so I'm getting used to it. So any kinks that happen today, I'll try to fix them for next Saturday. I also invite you all to come back next Saturday. Next Saturday, I'm doing another session again. It is to show you how to scale your business, and I'll walk through the 15 ways to scale your business. So again, you know, bet on yourself, change your life, do the thing that you need to do. Don't allow people to tell you what you can have and what you can't have. The one thing I know for sure is that abundance is your birthright. It's your birthright. You don't have to wonder. That was granted to you when you were born. It's just that we got here and we started adopting the ways of man, and we decided that other people get to tell us what we can and can't have. And so, you know, take a bet on yourself. Stop playing it safe. Be willing to take a risk, because the greater the risk, the greater the reward. And so I want us all to live an amazing life. I was in your same shoes. I was doing the exact same thing. I was basing my life off of what was in my bank account. I was basing my life off the check that they told me I could have, or what was coming every 2 weeks. And I never did anything outside of that number, because I didn't know that there was another way to make money. I didn't know that there were other options. I thought the only way that I could make money was through after school contracts. And I had a bunch of them. Okay, that was ridiculous. And wasn't getting paid well for that either. And then when I stopped and decided to learn something different and to let go of some old beliefs that no longer served me, then I was able to really change my life. So again, if you're looking to change your life, this is an excellent opportunity for you. I invite you back next week, same time, same place, right here in this same room. Remember how you got into this room, and come back next week while I talk to you she said, okay, so Dusty, I can see the comments now. You come back here. It's going to be right here in this room, Dusty. So I don't have to send it out or anything. That's why I came here to try it out here, because now anybody who wants to come back and watch this recording, it's right here. And all of the people who needed to do something different, it's still going to be right here. So next week, I'll come back. It'll be in this room. You'll be able to see the recording from this week. As soon as it loads, I think it'll take maybe 30 or 40 minutes for it to load, and you'll be able to watch this today. She said the coupon code is not working on the 2-pay VIP plan. Oh, okay. I'm gonna need to tell her that. I will let my person know, and it'll be working today. So I will let her know. Come back and give her a minute to get it fixed, because she probably didn't add the coupon code on there. Or I'm not even sure if you can do it on the 2-pay, but let me check with her, and I will have her to work to fix that. All right, Corman says, thank you. This was great. Kimberly says, thank you. Cedra says, thank you. Gail says, awesome information. All right, y'all. We will see y'all next week, same time, same place. And also check on the recording. It'll be back here, same time, same place.